What's up, you guys? So, based on the title, you know this is gonna be a room tour, a reptile room tour. So, my brother at West Bay Reptiles, by the way, details in the description down below, he's been nagging on me for so long to do this, and I figure since I've gained a few subscribers now, maybe it's about time that I actually do a dedicated room tour. So yeah, let's just get started now. So I figure we start right here behind me in the corner enclosures. And regulars of the channels might recognize that I have made some changes. Like this enclosure didn't used to be here. The reason for that will become clear in a minute, but we're gonna start with checking out these guys, who normally they always hang out like outside here, but today when I'm about to do my room tour, you can barely see them. But yeah, let's see if I can get one of these out. So, oh, there we go. Or just lift it up just like that. So we're just gonna take a quick peek of these guys. If you're curious about seeing them even more, they are featured quite heavily on the channel. But yeah, those guys are saw-scaled vipers. And to be more specific, Eastern saw-scaled vipers, or Socerex saw-scaled vipers. And these are pretty damn cool. Like, they do get the name saw-scaled vipers from their defense mechanism. Like rattlesnakes have rattles on their tails. These guys rub their scales together and make pretty cool sound, actually. But yeah, these will get quite a lot bigger than the normal saw-scaled vipers, who will only max out at about 40 centimeters, and these will max out at around 80 centimeters. And I'm gonna do this in metric because I am in Sweden. We use the metric system. If you're in the US, you're gonna have to convert that yourself. But I think it's gonna be like 1 foot 5 inches, something like that. 4 inches. Anyway, look it up yourself. And yeah, they are awesome. They are found in a wide variety of places, probably most known for India. But you will also find these in like Pakistan, Iran, and the Arabian Peninsula. So they have quite a widespread territory. And yeah, they are one of the 4 most responsible for bites per year in India, which is pretty insane. Like, you see these tiny little dumb looking noodles. But yeah, they are highly venomous. They are so dangerous. And it's hard to tell because they're such goofy, curious, fun snakes to have. Like, of course they're acting shy because I'm filming. But yeah, they are so cool. And another cool feature is that their venom is actually used for some like anticoagulant medicine, which I think is pretty neat. Like that's one of the like cool things about snake venom, it does have a lot of use in the medical field. And yeah, you don't really think about it. You kind of think about venom, it's just for killing, but it's actually quite beneficial in other ways. Isn't that right, buddy? Not that these guys do any scientific anything. They just are. And I love them. But yeah, we're gonna have to move on, otherwise this video will drag on forever, and I think this will be quite a long video as it is. I'm gonna move just one story below. And this is a snake that is very good at hiding while simultaneously being absolutely insane. So I do have a hook here, but I know he can kind of show up if you missed, or at least you can see some movements to kind of figure out where he is. Oh, he is in the back, he's in the back. So, there we go. Let's see if we can find this one. Yeah, I know he's around somewhere. We're not gonna disturb him too much because he really hates people as it is. So that was a bit more tricky than I expected. As I said, I don't want to disturb him too much, so I don't want to like drag him out, but I do know a way to trick him out anyway, with food. So I got some food. I got one actually ripped in half, so I'm gonna feed that off first. Let's see if he wants to take it. And then I'm gonna try to lure him with the other piece. Oh, here he comes, here he comes. Maybe I can even lure him with the first piece. Oh, he ate the tongs. Well, have him right here. Dude, chill. There we go. Nice of you to show up, buddy. Really nice. Well, anyway, that is the Chinese cobra. A very, very, very cranky boy. And these guys are obviously found in China, but they're also found in Taiwan, northern Laos, and northern Vietnam. So they do have a little bit of range as well. And let me tell you something. These are not kind snakes at all. Like, these are seriously known for being, you know, always in a bad mood. And I knew that when I got him, and yeah, I've sure learned what they mean when they say that. Because he is by far the crankiest cobra I've ever had the pleasure to work with. There we go. But it's hard to deny that this is a beautiful, beautiful snake. unfortunately, he likes to hide. Like, I did put him in this enclosure to make sure he had a lot more spaces to hide and all that, and didn't have to feel as cornered. And I was hoping that would lead to him chilling out a little bit. Like, because that kind of works with a bunch of other snakes, you know? You give them plenty of space to hide, and that makes them feel really comfortable. So they don't really feel the need to hide. So yeah, I was hoping that would work with him. So far it has not, but I'm still hopeful that someday it will work, but we'll see. But yeah, let's move to the bottom of this little stack of enclosures and take a look at this guy. So it's about a 50-50 chance that he will strike at the hook, because yeah, he kind of does that sometimes. But yeah, this is a puff adder. A nice, beautiful puff adder. This is a male, and he is what is commonly known as a Lake Nakuru locality. And if you don't know what Lake Nakuru is, that is a place in Kenya. It's actually a national park. It looks beautiful. I would very much like to go there. And under here we have another puff adder, but as you can see, she looks quite different, quite dark, and yeah, she's so gorgeous. And oh shit, no, can I? Oh, good. And she is, hold on, I'm gonna lock up. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Great. And yeah, she is a Tanzania locality. Not as specific as Lake Nakuru, because that's a very small place in the entirety of Kenya. So yeah, Tanzania, that's all I'm gonna get. But anyways, puff adders are awesome. Like, again, highly dangerous, highly venomous, actually responsible for most fatalities in Africa per year, because they have a massive range. So yeah, their range is from east to west Africa, like not entirely the northern part, but from a good portion and all the way down. And yeah, they do not come from like the desert or rainforest parts of Africa, but a lot of, you know, what's left of Africa, you can find these guys. And also in parts of Saudi Arabia and Yemen and Oman. And yeah, they are widespread, to say the least. And there's actually one subspecies to these guys called Somalian puff adder, which is a little bit smaller. But yeah, these are super cool. And yeah, I really enjoy keeping them, just because, I mean, they're, first of all, they're so beautiful. I really love how they look, and they are super fascinating. I love watching them eat, and They're part of a family called Bidis. They do this caterpillar walk, which I'm sure most of you know about, where they use their, abdominal muscles to move like a caterpillar, which is just the coolest. Not to mention that these guys also are up for debate if they are the fastest or the second fastest striking snake in the world. So, yeah, how can you not be fascinated by that? But, add all of that up and you kind of realize fairly quick that these are not a snake you want to take lightly. They are very serious, and a bite from these guys will not do a lot of good for your health. But yeah, we try our best not to see how that feels over here, because their venom kind of, rots the flesh. And I'm a guitar player, man. I need my hands. I can't get any puff adder bites. It would not be good and lose like half of my hand. But yeah, we should move on. And we're gonna stay in Africa, but we're gonna move to a very specific country in Africa. And the country I'm talking about is Angola. And there you can find, oh, sorry about that noise. There you can find the Angolan coral cobra. And oh, he's moving. I accidentally woke him up. But yeah, Angolan coral cobra. They look a little bit something like this. Honestly, most of them do have some pretty red or orange coloration to them. This guy have none of that, making him, sad to say, but it makes him a little bit more dull than normal coral cobras. There's also the Cape coral cobras, which have a lot of red and orange. They are super beautiful. But the fun thing about this guy is not his cool colors or anything like that. It's honestly his personality. Because this is probably the goofiest, sweetest snake I had in maybe ever. I don't know. He is just such a cool guy, and he doesn't really care about the hook. He doesn't care about me touching him. Like, he's very, very reluctant to bite. And they are called coral cobras, but they are not true cobras. They are actually in their separate family. And do it like that. Yeah, they're in their own separate family. Like, all cobras are in the family of Naja. These guys are in the family of Aspidolaps. But they can hood up just like a cobra. And a lot of them do, which looks really cool. He never does it. Like, I've seen him, like, I've accidentally spooked him a couple of times and he's just, woo. So he just flicked it out real fast and just pulled it back in as soon as he realized what was going on. But yeah, he's just a cool little goofy snake. I actually do not know a whole lot about their venom. Like, there's not a ton of information. But I have heard that drop for drop, their venom is pretty similar to monocled cobras. And that's a pretty serious venom. But, these guys will of course have a very small venom yield, because that's an adult snake. He's like 6 years old. they do not get bigger than that. So it's like having a baby cobra for life. How cool is that? And I mean, it does help that he is like the... Sorry, had a bit of a camera malfunction. Not sure what happened, but I guess it was my cue to move on. And move on we will to yet another dry area. But this time we're gonna move away from Africa and into North America. More specific, Texas. Even more specific, the Trans-Pecos. And there you have these guys. Yeah, you can barely see him, but hanging out in there is a Trans-Pecos copperhead. And that's not really a thing anymore, because a few years back they kind of lumped them into the same deal as the broad-banded copperheads, but they used to be their own separate subspecies, and they of course live in the Trans-Pecos, meaning that they are the copperhead with the driest habitat. So that's why I do like this. Although I won't be keeping him in this enclosure and this setup forever, I am gonna give him some more variety, so to speak. But you know, the Trans-Pecos is a desert. It's part of the Chihuahuan desert, so a deserty type substrate works perfect for him. But I will eventually spice it up a little bit. And you know, he is the snake in this version of the collection that I've had the longest. So he's been with me for a whole bunch of years now. And he is also a fully grown snake. He is around 6 years old. He's born the same year as the coral cobra, and I actually bought them from the same guy. But he's a cranky snake, so I'm not gonna mess with him. But I will throw in a clip from a feeding video I recorded earlier this week that I thought was no good, so I scrapped it, but it's still some good footage. So I'm gonna throw in a little bit of the copperhead right here. So he's out at least, and yeah, he does a little jaw thing. I guess he's about to start eating soon. Finally starting to get that mouse down. And another check-in on the copperhead. As you can see, he is all but done. And I'm actually gonna use footage from that video with the next snake we're gonna check out, who happens to live in here. So in here I have my Indo-Chinese spitting cobra, also known as black and white spitting cobras. But you'll see in a minute why I won't call her black and white spitting cobra. But yeah, these guys are found in places like Thailand, and I do believe they have some overlap into some neighboring countries as well. I kind of forgot to look that up before shooting this. But yeah, they are really cool snakes, and personally my favorite species of cobras. And she is so unique. I don't think I've ever seen another Indo-Chinese spitting cobra that looks like her. And yeah, take a look for yourself. You're just about done. So let's do the third and final. See if we can get her to come out again. Come on. I know you want it. Oh, damn. Putting up and hissing and just grabbing it that gentle. You're weird, baby. But isn't it cool to be able to be this close to a cobra? You're just watching her eat like a maniac. Yeah, I love this. This is so cool. Oh, I guess she doesn't want to be on camera. My snakes are too cool. Yeah, she's so awesome. I love seeing her out. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, okay. Enough with the baby talk. I would hood up as well. Isn't that just an awesome snake? Like, she is so cool. I mean, I love her to bits. And another snake that I love to bits is this little goofy dude. If you can actually see him poking out. Let me get you a little bit closer. I'm gonna... Yeah, armpits. Great to holding, and well, great for holding selfie sticks. So where did you go, buddy? Hold on, I'm getting a hook. There we go. Hooked and ready. So he is, oh, there he is, coming in sideways. Hi, buddy. So he is super curious, and he usually comes right up when I'm in here doing stuff, just like that. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. So this is my spectacle cobra, and they're also known as Indian cobras, and they are also part of the most responsible for snake bites in India per year. But this guy is not actually from India. I mean, of course, he is born here in Sweden, but this is actually a Sri Lanka locality. And he is a pretty sweet snake, to be honest. He's a little bit shy today. I don't know why. But yeah, Sri Lanka. These do have different coloration. So it's too bad I can't really shoot in. I can see him in the back, like you can see his head, but I would like for his entire body to come out here in the light so you can actually see his beautiful colors. Because they do look a little bit different than the normal spectacle cobras. And this guy is especially pretty. The guy I bought him from actually said I got the prettiest one. So he is like golden almost, which is why I decided to name him Goldwing. And I call it him, but I actually do not know if it's a he or she. And yeah, we're probably not gonna see much more of him today, because I don't want to disturb him either. Like I'm a little bit tired, to be honest, and I haven't had any coffee because my throat has been giving me a little bit of attitude. So I've been hitting the tea instead of coffee. So I don't feel nearly as awake as I would like to be dealing with, fast moving venomous snakes. Although that's a sweet guy and he's never tried to like bite or anything. But still, it's a cobra. You do not want to take unnecessary chances with cobras. I mean, not any venomous snake at all, but cobras are fast moving, so feels like it's a little bit more risk involved. But we are gonna move on to some of my favorite snakes ever. Oh, and I just want to clarify, by the way, like there's a lot of like fake plants and stuff. I mean, it works absolutely, but I do not like that. I want to move completely away from fake plants. I mean, that thing right there, that's a real plant. Yeah, but this is a grow out enclosure. He actually used to live in quite a small enclosure, so he's got a lot of room to grow in here, but eventually he will move in here, which is same size as the spitting cobra, and he used to be home to my monocle cobra that I used to have. And I'm gonna tell you a story about the monocle cobra in a second. But first of all, we're gonna move on to my favorite kind of snakes. And that's these guys. And don't worry, the light is not flickering. That's just, it doesn't really work well with the camera. But this guy up here, that's a Vogel's pit viper. And these guys are very, very near and dear to my heart. Like, not only, let's see, I think there's a bit too much water stains to actually see anything. But yeah, not only are they beautiful, you see that green little dude. I should probably get up close and personal for you guys. But yeah, not only is he an awesome green little dude with gorgeous yellow eyes, he also has a lot of blue in him and some nice white markings on the back, and of course that red and white stripe going down his entire body, which just makes for a beautiful, beautiful snake. But it's also the very first species of venomous snake that I had. Like, not this guy, because this guy I've only had for a couple of months. I sold the first one I had, and I have regretted it ever since, because arboreal snakes is what I love the most. And for a long time, actually ever since I got rid of my last Vogels, I hadn't had any arboreal snakes, and that really sucks. Like, I still loved and still love all the other snakes that I have, but my biggest love is arboreal snakes. And when it comes to these guys used to be in a family called Trimeresurus, but they have switched all that up But so this guy is a Viridum vipera nowadays, which doesn't have a nice ring to it as, you know, Trimeresurus. But anyway, the Trimeresurus family has been my favorite kind of snakes ever. So I just knew that I had to get back into some arboreal stuff. And I did, starting with this guy. My second Vogel's Pit Viper. And you know, you can see they don't have the biggest range. You can see in Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and a small speckle in Malaysia. No, that's still Thailand. Yeah, anyway, super awesome snakes. But I did quite recently get 3 more, not Trimeresurus, but formerly Trimeresurus. So for and quite recently I had an opportunity to get 2. I got a pair. Well, I'm not a breeding pair because they are siblings, and I'm not into breeding in general. Although I think I will get into that more in the future. But I'm gonna try to not breed like siblings. It's okay to do that for a few generations, but you know, eventually it will give you troubles. So no sibling breeding over here. But yeah, and as you can see, they're found in India, like a nice V-shaped range. And yeah, I think they are absolutely beautiful. And let's see if he wants to eat. So I've only had these guys for a week. Like today's Saturday, and I got them last Saturday. So it might be that he doesn't want. It also looks kind of big. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, maybe not. Oh, nice. That is awesome. That's really awesome. There's no better feeling than getting new snakes and they eat. That's just great. But I did get 2 of these, as I said, so I'm gonna feed the sister. And yeah, I'm just gonna lock up here first. Nice. And this little lady hanging up right there. So it's been very hard to get like good photo opportunities of her since I moved her in here, especially since I planted a few plants as well, which I'm there we oh no, she dropped it. Wanna try again? Come on. Well, she ran away, so I'm gonna drop it right there, and hopefully she'll take it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to try to do this all over again. Sorry that I didn't really... at least I don't think I got any good shots of her, but yeah, she will be featured more on the channel, so don't worry, you'll see her. And in the meantime, this guy is doing good. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. So the next snake we're gonna check out is actually my favorite species of snake in the world. And yeah, it's kind of crazy that I have it. Like, first of all, it was a gift, which makes it even crazier. But for those of you who do not know, a while back I gave away my monocled cobra. I actually got him for free, so it didn't feel right to me to sell him and like make money. So I actually rehomed that snake to a guy, and we got to talking, and he said, like, he's got quite a lot of connections, and said like, well, I can get a lot of snakes, so if there's anything you're looking for, just tell me and I'll see what I can do. And I mentioned this specific species, and he said, well, I got one at home, like, you can have her. Like, if I'd known, I would brought her today. So, you know, I had a hard time believing that, because it was just too wild that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I would get my favorite snake. Like, that doesn't really happen, you know. But he said like, well, you were nice and I want to return that favor, so yeah, you can have her. And yeah, it took a little bit of time. Actually, I was gonna put her in this enclosure because I had the Vogels in that enclosure. So I had set this all up, and you know, he couldn't come and all that because, you know, people have stressful lives. So yeah, I waited and waited and waited, and yeah, finally she arrived, and I couldn't be happier. Let's just take a look at her. She's been hiding quite a lot since I got her, so to actually be able to see her like this, that is just unreal. Just crazy. I mean, that's a good looking snake, man. Like, I'm actually lost for words. Like, I've loved this species of snake for so long, and the crazy thing is they're not like crazy rare or anything. I mean, they do pop up every now and then, but I've had such bad luck, you know. I've missed several deals on these guys, so I was completely sure that the universe told me, like, nah son, you're not getting that snake. And I mean, I did even buy this enclosure specifically for that species. I mean, this was sometime last year, like last summer or something. I got that enclosure, or at the end of the summer or something. So I mean, I got ready, I got the enclosure without even having a lead on this kind of snake. But yeah, she's finally here. And she does have quite a lot of growing to do before I'm gonna put her in there. But yeah, it's a dream come true for sure. And by the way, this is a Sri Lankan pit viper. So it is like the same kind of species. This used to be a Trimersurus as well, or if it kind of still is, I don't really know. But all of these four snakes used to be Trimersurus. Now we have Viridor vipera, as I said, and the rest of them are Craspedocephalus, which, I mean, this species moved on from Trimersurus trigonocephalus to Craspedocephalus trigonocephalus. Like, say that 5 times quick. I dare you. I won't give you any money if you pull it off, though. But yeah, enough. Let's see if she wants to eat. I can see some interest. Oh, I can see that she's angry. But yeah, could you perhaps strike and hold and eat? Well, she opened her mouth. Oh, she's gunning for me. So the camera is pretty hot, so maybe I should just come on. Come on, it's food, baby. Well, yeah, okay. I won't force you, but it's right there if you want it. So no luck with the ladies today. Some striking. Oh, you bastard. So she's in a striky mood. And she actually just moved it. The pinky is right there. But yeah, she's in a mood. Very striky. Very angry. So how about we just leave her alone? See if she wants to eat. I have a feeling my presence is kind of upsetting her. Oh yeah, look at that. So I love her, but the feelings don't really seem to be mutual, so I'm just gonna back away for a sec. And we're in the living room. I wasn't sure we were gonna see this guy because I honestly see him like once a day if I'm lucky. Like, I've seen him twice today. This is the second time I see him. And yeah, for once he shows up for the camera. That is great. Seems like I caught him in a private moment. He was doing something. Yeah, this is my only non-venomous snake. And he's gone. And since he is non-venomous, I don't have to keep him in the snake room. So I put him in the living room because he is a very shy snake and very, he likes to hide. He kind of shies away from me. So I thought if I keep him in the living room, not to mention will I free up some space in there that I will have to use. It's kind of the same thing like with the Chinese cobra. He's like, this is in a bigger enclosure. I moved him not too long ago, so he's got a lot more places to hide. And also, while keeping him in here, he will be exposed to me a lot more. So hopefully he will get used to me and stop being so shy. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, let's see if we can get another peek of him. Not very likely though. Oh well. I wasn't even sure we were gonna see him at all today, so seeing him once and actually quite exposed, I'll take that as a win. But yeah, room tour is officially over. And I'm so happy for all of you guys who are watching. And I really hope you will comment, subscribe, like, and tag along on the journey. I do appreciate that more than you know. And hopefully we can make this channel grow and get big. And the bigger we get, the more stuff we can do here on the channel. So I really hope you will stick around for years to come. And yeah, take care, you guys. Love you.